creating this one-to-one connection with brands that could eventually monetize, over time with the smart contract, I think is a game changer that, that's why you got to educate yourself today.
You're saying here you can touch our brand from here. So there are various different touch points. I think that's absolutely fascinating. But more importantly, somebody's now making money off of Pepsi.
Yeah,
many people are.
Yeah, and it's a crazy. And aside from the people who are in the flip game, trying to kind of buy, sell, and day trade on OpenSea and all that, I think what's really exciting is as you look at the long play of the metaverse and where that's coming and going is.
Well, I want to hear where you think it's going because you're in a lot of rooms. A lot of rooms are coming to you. Where do you think it's going that people can really? I mean, this is kind of like the '80s when the internet was first, coming out.
Totally.
So where do you think it's going? What do you see?
Totally. I think a couple of things. Well, I think one is you think of the metaverse, you can't eat or drink a brand in the metaverse, right? So is Pepsi, maybe Pepsi shows up as a music brand. One of the things I would say that you're, people at home should think about, because I know it's a very intimidating space to think about. You're like, the hell's an NFT, the blockchain, cryptocurrency? It's like all these crazy words and things. Here's what you know, it's early. Right now, you talk about Web 1.0, back when dial-up and the page would load bit by bit and all that. That's where we are. The experience for consumers is really horrible right now of setting up a digital wallet and then putting your crypto in and then going on a Discord. And it's very analog, and that is going to improve. So just know, to that point, what you see today is not going to be what you see tomorrow. To me, the whole point about NFTs, today, everyone's into what I'd call it the beanie baby phase, day trading them, looking at collectibles. That's not the whole idea here. In the future, your medical records are going to be on the blockchain, your car purchasing, your tickets to the sporting events. A lot more utility is going to come from it, that as digital wallets get more and more in people's lives, it's going to really change how you do business. Now, to that point, the business part of it, the smart contract, is an absolute game changer. That the concept of royalties, which I know you and your friends on Shark Tank know quite well, the idea of a royalty in perpetuity is insane. And right now, if you're an artist, like if you were Picasso, spent your whole life painting, didn't sell anything, and then you die and you sell millions and millions of dollars of work and it gets resold and resold, you get nothing. The idea of perpetuity, getting royalty, is a big idea. That every time something is sold and resold and resold, the fact that you can, of your work and your creativity as an artist, get some of that is a big idea. Now, as you look at it from the role of a brand, and brands that people know and love and care about and want to participate in a community, over time, that's a very powerful thing and could fundamentally change how brands do business, especially as we create future utility in a metaverse type state with these NFTs as the unlock to kind of participate in it. So creating this one-to-one connection with brands that could eventually monetize, over time with the smart contract, I think is a game changer that, that's why you got to educate yourself today.
Yeah. And what I like about that is so as you minted all those NFTs for everybody, they may not have really understood what NFTs were, or they got it and they start to understand the power of it, because an everyday person could probably, all right, I'm DAYMOND JOHN. I see the new version, or let's say if I caught at this point in my life Justin Bieber when he was singing in Canada on the little stairs, and I had a video of him or a picture, and I'm the creator, I'm the owner of that intellectual property. Not sure how that works with Justin's family or not, but for the next 50 years, that rare moment of seeing Bieber before he was Bieber, and they start sharing that photo, or you go into the Hard Rock Hotel, you see his photos of, they share that and keeps going on and on and on. You keep getting your 10, 20, 50%, whatever the case of that, way past when you're gone, and you leave that to your little girl or to your family or whatever the case is. That's what an NFT is. And I think that, Todd, as you're issuing these out free, where nobody's going, man, it's a scam, I don't know if it's worth it. They go, thank you, right? You open up their minds to understand where the future is going, and I think that you're empowering people as well as obviously they're getting to be part of your brand.
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on. I think that's also the role that brands play. A lot of people, hate the kind of big brand coming into these spaces, and I think they don't hate big brands. I think they hate brands that are not authentic or don't do it in the right way, right? And at the end of the day, I think the role of brands is going to be to help this technology tip. You look at what's going on right now with QR codes, right? That's a technology that's been around for decades, and it's now having a moment since the pandemic. Now people are scanning menus in restaurants. My mom knows how to do one. It's a very simple thing. And sometimes just seeing it around in your life from the brands you love and know is what's going to help these things tip and help that adoption curve even more so.
Thanks for watching. I wish you love empowering your life. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Check you later.